So welcome to today's video. Today I'll be walking you through what I eat on a day-to-day basis in the phase I am in at the moment. So at the moment here in the UK the gyms are shut, so I've decided that I was bulking into a quite a big bulk, but now I'm just going to cut back maybe towards maintenance. But basically I'll walk you through exactly what I'm eating on a day-to-day basis, why I eat it, how much I've eaten, and so on and so forth. So just been for my morning walk, just read my morning book, now it's time to get some breakfast. So first meal of the day, we have 3 chicken sausages, 2 bacon medallions, 2 scrambled eggs and a bagel, all made mostly in this fry, which is an absolute game changer, and accompanied by a nice coffee. So this works out about 600 calories for the meal, and then about 50 odd grams of protein as well. So a good solid meal to start the day. I usually have like 2 meals throughout the morning, so I'll have like a bigger meal either now or later on, or vice versa, and then I'll have like a bowl of cereal along with a protein shake, something like that, which will take me through the rest of the morning after I've done a little bit of work. So yeah, let's get to it. So it's about 11 o'clock now, and we're going to go in for meal number 2. So what we do have is we have the My Protein Clear Isolate Whey, which is phenomenal by the way. So I'll have 1 scoop of that mixed with Naughty Boy's creatine, which is basically creatine, but I've found that in the past that I do struggle to consume creatine. Just makes me feel horrible, makes me go a bit funny in the stomach. So this has been okay so far, and again, no taste in it whatsoever. And then also we will weigh out 100 grams of Cookie Crisp, or Aldi's own Cookie Bites. 100 grams of that mixed with about 200 millilitres of milk. So yeah, 20 odd grams of protein just to boost that up a little bit while having a good amount of carbs in the system, and generally one of my favourite snacks. So just had the cereal and I've just finished up the protein shake. So I just wanted to speak a little bit now, is that I think people, you know, gaining mass or eating a lot of food is not easy. Cutting food out and losing body fat is not easy. Maintaining weight is not easy. So I think people, or my ethos around it, is that you want to try and make it as simple as possible. So again, whether I'm gaining food or gaining weight, even increasing food, then I'm going to get a lot of sources from different places. I think people think that there is things as good food and bad foods. There is definitely things as better choices in order to get more bang for your buck in certain situations. But food or calories are just energy. That's all there is. So you're just fueling your body with energy. That's all it is. So for example, this meal, pre-workout for me, because I'm just going to go for a run around Sefton Park. So, you know, a good amount of carbohydrates from the cereal, and then obviously to keep protein synthesis elevated throughout the day. I'm making sure I'm hitting my daily protein target. Then I'll have the protein shake just alongside that as well. So yeah, just thought I'd speak a little bit about that. I think people want to make it too complicated, to make it as easy as possible. You know, there's no such thing as good as bad. It's just about being prepared, hitting your daily targets, however that may suit you. There may be more optimal way to do things, but again, we're not all perfect. So just thought I'd speak to that. Now I'm off to go and run. So just got back now, did a little fast 4k around Sefton Park, favourite place to train. So yeah, now we need to go and refuel. So yeah, let's get going. Evening meal, probably the last big meal of the day. I'll probably have a little bit of a snack later on, but unfortunately I did have a post-workout meal, but my phone or my camera wouldn't record it. So I had baked oats just after my run with a little bit of jam. Again, nice and easy, a couple of 100 calories, good to get into the system. And then now it is burger night, so we've got 2 burgers, homemade fries, biggest meal of the day, probably chatting about 700-800 calories, you know, 50 grams of protein again, which will take me just over 200 grams of protein. Between 200 and 250 is where I usually sit anyway, so that allows me a little bit more snackage for later on in the night as well. So guys, that is us all done. It is now approaching 7:30. I am 3,100 calories in, 222 grams of protein, so I've still got a little bit of flexibility. We'll have a Magnum ice cream or something like that once this food goes down. Read a cup for a couple of hours before we go to bed, and then same again tomorrow. So if you did enjoy this video, thank you for watching it. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like it, don't forget to share it. There will be more and better content coming to you every single week now, so I'll catch you in our next video.